We are researching how stress causes diseases. And if we could understand that, then we could figure out how to reverse it. I think the body has a beautiful mechanism by which it always trying to cope stress. And the way it copes stress is the brain is our master gland and it's really coordinating and making this coping business. So within the brain there's an area called hypothalamus. And the hypothalamus is part of underneath the base of the brain, this little area. And this area has several neurons. Basically when the stress influence comes into these neurons and they then senses. So the senses then they send the input to the higher part of the brain like cerebellum, thalamus, and they are really controlling the mood, controlling the pleasure system. When the system doesn't work, things falls apart. And the metabolism degrades. You get the obesity, you get diabetes, the cardiovascular system dysfunction, you get heart disease. These also control the immune system. And the immune system get shut down or became less functional, and you get a infection, you get more chronic disease like cancer. 10, 15 years ago, we started working with these neurons in the brain called endorphin or opioid neurons. They found that people with depression, people with schizophrenia, people with the chronic stress, their endogenous opiate function is lower. While we were studying and we were working with this, the animal model system of fetal alcohol syndrome, and we found, certainly we started finding that this animal model of fetal alcohol syndrome has a really abnormal stress regulation. And then we discovered that opioid neuron, which really is very low, and therefore the stress system is dysfunctioning. Now when these animals started growing, then we started noticing that this animal is more susceptible to infection, more susceptible to cancer. We said, that's pretty funny. Why? How should that happen? Is there something else is going on? So we started looking whether or not opioid system has anything to do with the immune regulation, and we discovered that this opioid neuron, all the way from brain, all the way comes to the periphery and regulate this immune function. So we came out with the idea, well, what about making these endorphin cells and use that as cell therapy? We developed the method how to make these pure endorphin cells, and then we put these endorphin cells with animal where we created prostate cancer. Over 90% of the animal prostate cancer were gone. So that was incredible effect. And now we are taking the prostate cancer to many other cancer, breast cancer, metastases, and maybe some other colon and other cancer in future. We started looking at it. We are really in a very exciting time of our research, because now we not only are learning how the stress controlling these diseases, we are also trying to develop a method to reverse it.